Welcome back to a quick market update. Right now I have this chart of Indusind Bank, and when I look at this chart right from the bottoms of around 233 levels, which is the COVID 2020 March bottom, I could very well spot 5 waves up to the top. So the top it made was around 1240 levels. So very well, if I start plotting the waves out here, then probably I would have to take this as some sort of leading diagonal. And so here we label this as wave 1, and we then proceed about labeling the same as we would label in case of the entire banking sector, wherein we have to take this as wave 3, this as wave 4, and wave 4, well, we are not very sure whether wave 4 might have ended over here, or just on the basis of a variability, or the there's this rule, right, that well, it's not a rule, but it's a guideline that you tend to have some differentiating characters in wave 2 and wave 4. So it's possible that the wave 4 might not have ended over here, or it might have just been a truncated wave 4, and then we would overall complete wave 5 up to the top of 1240 levels. So when you have such kind of reading, what you would usually expect is you expect the same kind of move as so this was the before one was the logarithm chart. This is the arithmetic version of the chart. So saying that if you see this kind of move, what you would usually expect is the same kind of move in terms of length on the higher side. Let's take this and take it up to the bottom of wave 2. So that takes us around 1700 levels. So this is just on a simple calculation that the next upcoming move is going to be just as the same size as we saw from the COVID levels to the 1240 top. And I would clearly label this as wave 1 of some sort of a higher degree. This as 1, and the low which we made around 700 levels. So 1240 to 750, that's really some kind of correction for wave 2, although it's possible that it might have ended over here. So if we say that this is wave 1 and wave 2, then it's really possible that we might have completed wave 1 over here. The next wave 2 might just have been ended over the bottom which we made just 3 weeks back. So this is a bigger picture, right, that after this 2020 March to 2021 November, so that's roughly March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. So that's 8 months and 1 year. So that's almost 20 months. So what I think is, after this 20 months of bull run, we did a wave 2 correction, and what we are doing right now is just the same 1 and 2 what we did over here, this 1 and 2. And what you would expect after that is a wave 3rd correction on the higher side, wherein I expect that this wave 2, if it is ended, so mostly looking at the current structure FI data, the overall conditioning of the market, let's assume that wave 2 has ended over here and wave 3 is going to start. So if wave 2 is ended over here, for a trading bet I would really put my stop loss just below the March low, which comes around March 20 low, which comes around, let me give you a number, 990. That's roughly 90, 74, 84 points higher from here. That's well, if you look at it, that's a stop loss of almost 80, 90 points stop loss. Even if you take 100 points stop loss, and the lot size for Indusind Bank is around 450, so that's almost 45,000 per lot you are risking. Okay, and just in case we take a look at the upside, the extension which I could look at is almost at 1800 levels. So for a loss of around 100 points, you are gaining almost 800 points. So that's really some kind of risk to reward when you look at it. And this just completes our wave 3. Then we tend to get some kind of wave 4, and then wave 5, completing our overall count of wave 3. That's really some long time, at least 1.5 to 2 years I'm looking at Indusind Bank. As far as the medium term view is concerned. And if I look at the daily chart, even at the daily chart, the chart looks gorgeous. I can really spot some 5 ways up to the top, and then some shallow correction. Now I really expect that just by looking at previous 2 days price action forming some kind of doji candles, I would really expect the stock to shoot higher from here, uh, at least if it starts to head higher above the 1080 levels. That's where the major hurdle is. If we go above that, then possibly the short term view also starts to become positive, and we would start to see the stock heading towards 1120 or even 1114 this series alone. And 1200 higher the levels are in next 2 to 3 months, and even 1800 if the wave 3 really starts to progress towards the 1.618 retracement level. I think that was it for the video. Thank you. Bye bye.